Welcome back. The Mad Otter is back, and we're carrying on with the versatile framing factory. A few more adjustments to be made, and then we're going to have a reshuffle of some machineries and bits and bobs and see if we can actually increase the production. And I'm in a bit of pain today. This morning, as I went to sit down in my chair, I must have twisted or done something to my back. So yeah, if I end up being a bit weaker than usual, then you know why. But we will kick off anyway. And one other thing to sort. I always forget to put my phone into mode so I can actually see chat. Hey. Still a noob, always a noob. That's very weird. What's going on there? So according to my phone, it says that this stream was started 45 minutes ago, which is rubbish. It's literally just started. I don't know what's going on with YouTube at the moment. Anyway, what do I know? What do I know? I only work here. Right, so first off, we've got a little bit to finish off. Just got to put lights into here. We're resorting the levels on these towers because they were incorrect. And once that's done, then we can sort out the machinery and hopefully then we can double production up on the no, is it that one? Still looks a little bit too savage, but it must be that one. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, and we're hoping to then get it up to 20 units ideally per minute, which is the goal. But we'll have to see how that goes, you know, with everything else. Right, just the lighting on this side now. And doing the same as here. That doesn't really matter because it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that meant I wasn't going to the studio today with my back like that, as I'll probably be pretty sore for the rest of the weekend, unfortunately. I don't know what I've done to do it. I must have just twisted funny, but anyway. It is not comfortable, that's all I can say. Been out for a little walk this morning just to stretch it a little bit and hopefully not get it seized up too much with sitting for most of the day here. Okay. Next level. Just want to say thank you to everybody as well who's been contributing in and having chats and whatnot on the old streams, and those that have been viewing outside of stream time as well. Big thank you to you guys. It's yeah, it's been good good amount of interaction, which is nice. So thank you for that. We do appreciate it. And where am I? Okay, so that's that. Looks, I need another floor in there before I can do the lights up that level. Right, let's go down and find out where our levels are at and see what needs to be shifted. I know this one's correct because it's the same level as those. So all these now around to this other side are basically level. This one here, as you can see, is not. This one is still up 1 too high. So I've got to address that, while hopefully not causing too much aggro. We're just going to pop a little foundation under there. And then this all needs to come down. A little bit frustrating I didn't get that sorted actually to start with, but it hasn't taken too long to correct. I mean, you're talking probably an hour or so. But yeah, it's just a little bit frustrating. Never mind, never mind. These things happen. One, two, where are we? 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's that bit a little bit done. Let's try and see if we can get up. Is it? Nope, nope. Let's go up the ladder then. Is it going to let me up the ladder? No, because the ladder is not there. I did put a ladder here somewhere. There. I knew it was there somewhere. Right, technically this needs to go down, and so do the pillars. So what we're going to do, because these also need to go, they actually go there. And then we're going to bring this down. What we're going to actually do is do it this way. We're going to go H, drop 1, like that. Same here. H, drop 1. And then we can delete these here. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. Was it Tommy Cooper who used to say that? I can't. Nobody young will know him. Not unless you've had very quirky parents. Um, but anyway, this is going to be the wrong colour, but that's okay. We can deal with this very easily. Um, so it's meant to be good, the greeny colour. Now, there we are. And now we need to stick in some lights. Lights. If we wire these up, then we know we're wired for the rest of them. Thank you, it's gone green. Right, back around, try and find that ladder back up again. There it is. Right, okay, up we go then. I think here can be filled in pretty much. That one we can keep. That one I think we'll fill in there, because we can use that one to reference for that one if we need it. Okay, one more level. Last level for the moment, because I think we'll be going up another level yet technically, but that's alright, we can wait until we've got the other floor in, I think, actually. So that's okay. We are sort of done there with the lighting, which is good. So that's that one done. This one now needs to be done. Can we get it all? Don't think we can. Maybe. Wow, we did. So what we're going to do here is bring that to there. Yep. H, drop it 1, and that's then the correct level. Same there. H, drop it 1, correct level. Little bit frustrating, but yep, it is what is. Not as big a project as the other cock-up I had years back, so can't complain too much. A minor inconvenience. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Yeah. Get in there. We're pretty close actually. I don't know which. Is this the same height now? I hope so. Let's just stick. Yeah, it is. We're back around. Whee! So we've done all the repositioning height-wise, I believe now. Once this pillar's done here, so that's cool. So we're not far off. We are not far off. Which is good. And that's something we didn't do there. Just remembered that. Seriously. We've got to run and slide. There you go. There you go. Okay. So the other thing that needs doing is these power things need to come down to there and there. And we can hopefully steal one from over there. H, drop it one. Power. Hello, Mac. How are you, mate? Nice to see you around again. We're nearly there. We are nearly there. I've literally, this is the last pillar to realign, and then we're all level. All being well, unless I've missed one somewhere in the big scheme of things. But I think it's now correct, so which is good. Good, 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 good. Right, so lights is the last thing to do, and then we're done. Then we can start resorting the machinery out and working out where we're going to go with that. That's going to be... Hello? Why is my... That was weird. Okay. One, two, three, 4, 5. And we need to... Why have we not got... Okay. Thank you. Let's just link these two up, and then we have power all the way up as we go. Very good. Next level. I still do it, I still jump occasionally, and I don't need to. Old habits. Yeah, I'd be interested to see what we can get done today, actually. I've got a day back off in the end because this morning I was writing a letter basically to the British Inland Revenue, Her Majesty's Services of Taxes and Customs and all that lot. And because after 7 years of not being in the country and having closed down my business and accounts over there, they decided to send me a fine for £100 after 7 years. And I'm like, what on earth is this in relationship to? They said it was late self-assessment form, but it's like my last one I sent in 7 years ago was not late. It was sent in April. It's like, so I think it's one of these automated bot things that's been churned out with no rhyme or reason. And getting through to a humanoid on their website was unreal, to say the least, and didn't work. And so I've written them a letter this morning, but as I was getting into the chair, my back went with a bit of a crunch and a pain. So, and I don't know what I've done. So I must have just twisted funny or something. So I went for a little walk and then thought, right, I am not going to the studio today to be hunking around canvases and stuff. So I shall be resting and playing, of course. So that's where we're at. So we're here. Right, I think that is it. I think we are sort of done, which I'm really pleased about with those pillars anyway. Super cool. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how we're going to finish this building yet, but I'm still going to work on that. But I like the two-tone lighting. I think it's working. Goes quite nice with the trees around. Yeah, I will hang in there, mate. Well, I sent them a semi-humorous letter, basically, because I'm hoping that someone with some sense of humour and not quite so lack of incompetence as obviously the person was 7 years ago will pick it up and be able to just go, oh, yep, it just needs this box ticking somewhere, basically, that they didn't do 7 years ago, and that'll be the end of it. And I only actually found out about this little letter from them because my old landlord happened to bump into us in the street, as it were, and said, I've got a letter for you. I mean, had he not done that and he'd just binned it thinking, oh, these people haven't lived here for 7 years, I wouldn't even know. Wouldn't even know. So, yeah, kind of weird, really. Just total incompetence, basically, of, I guess, government departments. I mean, they're juggling a lot, obviously, but it's just like I think one of the big problems is that a lot of the time they get these change of policies happening all the time on stuff, and they just can't keep up with it, and it all just gets lost in a big vat of nonsense, basically. And their immediate assumption then is everybody's a crook, and you're like, no, actually, some of us are actually just decent citizens trying to do our thing, and we're not all trying to screw you over, dear sir government. But anyway, I didn't give them a forwarding address. I just sent the letter off. We'll see what happens. If I get some men in black coats turn up on my doorstep in 6 months' time, then I know they've tracked me down. Right, okay, so it is the pillars are done, right, so we need to, foundries, that's what we needed to expand on, wasn't it, was the foundries. These fellas, we need another level of foundries. And that does mean we need to go up, everything needs to lift up one floor, which is a bit of a bum, but hey. It was a temporary slap up really, just to get everything rolling, so let's go up to the realms, the heights above, and what are we doing? Let's grab that and go there, and get rid of this. Is it going to do it? Is it going to do it? Yes, it has. That's good. I think I will actually lay down these initially, actually thinking about that, I should have left them, to lay the machines on and then put the grids in afterwards in case there's a conflict with those heights again. So what I need, ooh, don't fall, is that. And I need to work out its location here. Oh, okay, wasn't too bad. So I think roughly there is going to be okay. That should be the same as downstairs. Yes, good. Okay. So what did we do over? We had this system set up to do this other thing, didn't we? It's a little bit messy, but I'm still missing my hover pack. I really am. That's a splitter. We want a merger. Interesting height difference. What I don't know is whether that is going to work. I'm trying to base it off this because I know the lifts align to that, and then once this is gone and the metal framework's in, it should sit properly. If it doesn't, I got a problem. More ways than one. But what we can do, we need to come up 4, maybe 5, I think, to get the yep, get the lift from here. Don't know whether that's right actually. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. Not too bad. Is that clipping? Just. Do we need to go up one more? Probably. Yeah. Okay. Don't know what that's doing now, height-wise. It's very hard to tell when you're at this angle whether something's those aren't right. There's a problem there with those pillars somewhere. I haven't done something correct. Ah, there, by the look of it. Yep. Yep, it just wasn't sitting on it, it was sitting through it by the look of that. Yep, there you go. Sorted. These are the things you notice when you're up. Right, very good. So that I'm hoping that that is the correct height. We can probably check it from over here actually, just to have a look. It looks fairly level. So we will accept that as satisfactory. Okay, so that's going to come in from that side. What I need to know there we go. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. I have to say, Satisfactory is a very restful place to be. It is a very restful place to be. Now, that's the positioning. I don't know which way I've got those technically on all of them. I think they go different ways. At some point I'll probably sort that out. Okay, so that's come down one. There. And that's then... Is that the level? No, what have I done here? Oh, interesting. It is half a nudge. I wonder why. That would explain the difference in the height for that. So we need to redo that. That would explain a lot. Interesting. Oh well, you learn these things as you go, don't you? see where we're at. That's been a bit better. Yeah, height-wise is now right. Okay, so we need to still that back around. Surface is too uneven, of course it is. Stick that back in. At least we can get the level on that now. Sorted. Yep. Hopefully this will start to make some sense. Oh yeah. Nope. Does not like me going up certain sides. Come on. There. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now, this is where the great guesswork comes in again of heights. Is it there? Or is that too high? We're going to have a look. I think that looks fairly even. It's not going to let me, no. Let's stick this up for a bit. I think that's actually go right. Okay. I think that's actually level. Okay. Why can't they unlock hover packs early on in the game? I had someone come on chat the other day and they said to me, they went, oh, I had a look at doing non-creative mode and was like, nah, I've got too addicted to my hover pack. And I was like, yeah, I know what you mean, mate. 18 months of, or 2 years of doing creative mode has definitely spoiled us. So, inputs. This is where it starts to get a bit tricky. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to build a temporary little thing here just to give myself some working area. Otherwise I'm going to fall into chaos. So this level here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that works because it's sitting flat on that. Awesome. So that the lifts should work. That's probably where the other day, you know, Mac, I was having that problem with the lift just being out by a fraction. I wondered if that's what the problem was, and we identified it once we got up here. Anyway, well, it's sorted now, so which is good. What's going on there? Oh, that's right. Okay. These are slightly off-center, just because of the setup down the bottom. But we'll come back to that. This lift here is going to be the crucial one initially. We don't want it coming out that far. So what we might need to do is the opposite way. This is where we're going to have to... Oh, please, no! Oh, I missed it. Okay, up we go. And I think that's the one there, I think, is the right one. What could possibly go wrong? We need to now go up and have a look and see if I got that right or not. Whether we've just made a bigger cock up. Nope, it's right. It's still beams. And why is it not going to the right? Going to the left but not to the right. Because that's clipped into the wrong thing, okay? That would explain a lot. Okay, so that's that one done that side. So let's do this walkway thing this side as well. Just so I can operate to some degree. Now I'm not sure how this is going to actually work. That one there is supposedly... How's that coming up? Oh man, right. Well, the thing we need, merge and then smart splitter. Right, okay, so that's what that's doing. So that's smart splitter. It needs to actually go across one more yet. To there. Then we can put in a there. And then here we want to go any. Yep. So, um, that's smart splitter there. This can now all come out. I think this is what I did down here, sort of, in some shape or form, basically. So it's coming in here, going to here, and then passing this way as well as that way. Then it comes from here across to here. And then we can use that it does need to come down one. Okay. It says it's in line, so hopefully we can just do that and that. Oh, pardon me. That should be the versatile framework back in action. We'll sort out supports for this later and stuff, so it's not suspended in midair. That will not be a problem. So this is now all defunct because it's not getting steel anymore because this steel has gone upstairs. So the next phase is to get these here up. And it looks like, for some reason, there's only one supply coming in from there, which is probably going to be too small. So we're going to have to think about that. So what I'm... Oh. Hello, we've run out of space. Hello. Hmm. So how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Let's first of all get rid of these things. We are going to need, I think, to get some let's go down for a second. I think we're going to need to put a crate down with some storage. While we sort all this. I'm going to do it around here so I know where it is. Organization, storage. Just so we can get ourselves a little bit of space for undoing bits to redo that upstairs. Let's go back up. I think I've got the wrong tower. I did, but that's okay. We are up part way. Right. So we've undone that. We need to undo this. And that's the wrong length anyway, so that can be redone. That can be undone. And this here is the bit that's concerning me, because that there I think isn't going to be enough to have just one supply coming off. I think we're going to have to sort that out a little bit better than what we've had it. So production, steel production here is going to have to come upstairs. We're going to have to shift all this up one notch. In fact, maybe that's the foundries. It's only that floor that actually needs to shift. We can leave this one hopefully operating. Well, it won't be operating while we undo it all because it's all linked, but we shouldn't have to shift both lots. We just shift one lot up and rearrange the setup slightly. Okay, it might be easier just to delete it all actually on that floor and resort completely. To be honest, it may just be better. Might come up with a slightly cleaner configuration. How are we doing on the... Oh, we've still got space, good. So yeah, we will just destroy and conquer. Let's just delete all of this, actually, in hindsight, and then we can go from there. Right, okay, so that floor there's still got to come out because that needs to not be steel, that needs to be foundries. We need 2 floors of foundries. Let's a couple of things that need doing on here. Onto there. To there. That's at the wrong height as well. It's amazing what gets picked up when you move around. Been building in a hurry and then you sort of move around and go at a slower sort of pace to do stuff, and shows up all your little flaws. Excuse the pun. No, it's done it again. Interesting. Actually, is it this that's wrong? Because that is not seeing level with that foundation. How weird is that? Let me just delete these for a second. That's better. There's definitely some glitches, little glitch things going on at the moment with snapping points by the look of it on experimental mode because that's now sitting correctly where it was. So, yep, there's definitely a few little issues there going on, which is interesting. Yeah, okay. So, where were we? Foundries. These are the foundries down here. We've got to bring those upstairs as well. So, I wonder. What I need to do is get that level with the other one downstairs if I can, ideally. Is that level? I think that's where I placed it, but okay. See if we can get this one sorted as well. Looks like there. It's very difficult to explain, but something looks very different in the graphics quality when you are up high looking down at the constructors, when the metal finishes highly reflective. Not bad, mind you, just different. Yeah. I think it's because of the lighting, and these are done with the metal finish. So I finish them with usually either unpainted or chrome, and I think that changes the way things look. I usually go for the unpainted on the machines, just because they end up with some parts chromy looking and other parts then dull, which I quite like. But yeah, I know what you mean. It does change. It was like those streaks down the columns last night, at the end of yesterday's stream. I'm wondering whether I need to just adjust this slightly, actually, because no, maybe not. What we've got to work out is at the moment the ingots are coming in around here in a funny sort of mishmash underneath. And basically I have to sort that out a bit cleaner where I've got both the coal, because the coal's coming in over the other side of it, because this is going to have to split off twice. It's going to have to split off to this floor and then the upper floor. And that at the moment is what I am see. I can bring it out here, possibly into another split it there with another lift going up then, like that, with a sideways and then a twist round. but I don't think that's going to turn in time. So it'd have to go to a thing, a merger that sits outside of the box, as it were. I mean, kind of doesn't matter because it adds all to the depth and shape and everything else that's going on within the build, but I'm just wondering whether there's a neater way of doing it that I can fit it in. Because I really want to get this sorted down under here as well and make it more flowy. Because flowy, because the the bit I do like is this bit where it comes in and splits and then goes around and rejoins in. It sort of works its way around the column in a nice organic sort of flow way, and that's sort of what I want to happen under here with all these bits. And at the moment, that's not really working how I want it. It's just a bit more of a mishmash at the moment. Seeing this makes me want to somehow create a heavy rust effect. You can do that. You can do that. I've done it on one of my early builds, and unfortunately my videos for that aren't any longer up. But it's not like rust streaks. It's more like the whole panel is rusty, if you know what I mean. I did it with, it was the one map, I think, where I actually finished the game. And I went through and did the valley, where is it? I built in this valley here. And I basically built all the way along this valley. And it ended up coming around into here basically for nuclear power into the swamp. But all of this in here was effectively one elongated factory that was sort of built into the sides of all this valley and stretched right across. And it was, yeah, just feeding each other back and forth basically on massive series of belts and stuff. That was quite a dystopian sort of look build, that one. Yeah, the key was to get very subtle color shifts. So when I was doing the palette here, I was doing very, very subtle. How bizarre. Right. Sorry, a notification came up on my screen then. And basically I did very, very subtle color shifts. So for instance, if this was one color here, the next one might be sort of just down a notch. And I did them in sort of rusty tones. And I played around with the different finishes of matte, default, shiny, and all that sort of stuff. And it was very, very effective. And I'd have the panels, how can I explain it? So like this panel here, these three panels might be one color, this one would be fractionally different, so it looked like it'd been replaced. So it was almost like a bit of a Star Warsy sort of like, you know, how they do the dirty panels and then they have one slightly different. So you can do those sorts of things which add to the sort of thing, and if you get your color schemes right, it can actually look like it's rusty, you know, basically. Particularly if you mess around with the materials. It took a lot of playing around with. And some panels I did metal and other panels concrete, you know, and some shiny concrete, some matte, all the rest of it. Thank you, I shall try. Did not mean to distract. Oh no, you're not distracting. You're fine, mate. Gives me a break in my back end of my memory to banks to play with this idea. Looks like that one's actually out anyway. Needs to move along a fraction. Interesting. It's clashing with that machine. Did I do a half notch? No, it is clashing. Okay. So it does have to go there, which means it isn't in line. So what's it clashing with? That's the question. What is it clashing with? Excuse me. It's clashing with that machine. Well, that machine can move further back if it needs to. It's got room. And it's not even in operation yet. So let's just delete all of this for the moment. Come back to this. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. The reason why I've gone there is because it's... Oh, no, it hasn't. I thought it was. Okay, redo. What I wanted was that to be level with the end, roughly, as best as can be. I think that will do there. Yep. That gives me a tiny little bit more space in the middle here to play. And I'm wondering whether, because this here is producing rods, and there's like, we've got plenty of rods being made. We can always fit in another rod machine up here, so we could actually push this back and make more space here to push this one along so it's in line with that one. I think we're going to do this actually. I think we're actually going to push our machines a little bit further afield. Maybe to there. Why is it? No, it's not meant to be going that way. That's around the wrong way. Let's it'll be that way. I wonder why it turned. Usually they Maybe that's another glitch. I know someone else complained about that the other day actually on one of their streams, was that the thing that they've got sorted on 1.1, which was where you align multiple times, where you go along with a lift and you line it, it stopped working on 1.2. So I think they've messed up basically in the coding with that. There's a conflict still going on. Control V. Yep, back to rods, good. Now we just need to sort out this. There's a little lift under here. This is the sort of stuff I want to sort out. So it can flow better. But I just at this point haven't got my head around how to do that. Because effectively we've got two things coming in. We've got ingots and coal. And I was thinking of possibly doing like a roundabout system, but in the center sort of thing, and it feeding off. But if I do that, then I'm going to need a double height system for it, for one for coal and one for the steel. And I'm like, I haven't got enough room to do that. So it's kind of tricky. So I'm going to play around with that and see if I can actually work something out that might work in a similar fashion. Right, so that is the rods, and we can move then this along to there. That means then that belt, which goes from there to there, can do that. And that's going to feed the rods. Right. Okay, so that's that bit done and shifted. Now we need to shift this fella. And I want him there. Just got to redo the belts on that. And actually, can I realign this central while I'm at it, or is it central? I believe it is. It's just this isn't central. So do I shift while I'm at it this to be more central between the two items? Yes, let's do it while we're doing it. Let's get that out the way. And then we can, it's not central, there we are. That's the central point. Awesome. That will help anyway and down the road. Where are we? I think that's right. Up, yep. There we go. So So we want to do a splitter, that round, each bring it towards us to there. Do the same on that side. 2 hours? Don't believe you. That is not correct. I have not been playing for 2 hours. That is totally false. Because my wife left for work at 9 o'clock and I went out after that and walked to the post office and back again, so it would have been about 9:30 when I actually got on. And it's only 10:30 now, so I've only been going an hour, not 2 hours. I do not know what that is on. So let's redo this one while we're at it. Well, in fact, we could do a curvy that way. See how that looks. It's not too bad. We'll leave it for the moment like that and see what happens. And then the coal, which is coming in here, can swing around to that one. And then we can stick a lifty up here. And that will feed that. Then we need the second one here. Is that aligned? It is now. It wasn't before, but it is now. Okay. Do that. Bring it along one notch. This is going to bring us then to the other level. We're going to have to work that one out, as I say. Now, can we get a curve in there or not? Might go on default. Yep. Okay. So that's how it's going to get done. And if we ever want to expand this again, what we'll have to do is put another splitter here on this corner, and then it can split and go up by another belt if we need to ever in the future to expand it. I think that's the way that's going to work. Not sure if that's on a slope actually at the moment. I'm just looking at that thinking, is that on a slope? Too steep. That one must be on a slope then. That's the coal. Okay, so that technically means we have 4 sets now of forgeries. As you see, we've got a very temporary wire system going at the moment for power. So that's feeding that. We need to get the power on for that lot as well. Look at this kerfuffle here of wiring. What a mess. It's because I had a different system in the center and then I deleted it. So I'm going to have to sort that out majorly. Where's that going? Oh, it is going to that forgery. Okay, forge. Okay. So that technically is 4 things using. Now, the problem with this is, and this is where it becomes an issue, is we are needing 80 ingots. Coal's fine, except it's not. Oh, it should be, because 80, 80, 160, no it's not, 320, and we've only got 270. So we are going to have to clock this back a little bit, which is a pain. So what we actually need is 270 divided by 4 is 67.5. So that's got to come down to 67.5 basically on those. Where are we at? Let's try, what was it, 101? 67.5, okay, so if we go 0.333, what does that do? Yeah, nearly. So 233, that'll do. It's near enough. And that means then we've got enough running on the belts, 270 basically for the 4 forgeries. Now, there's another problem with this. The ingots we only have 270 coming in full stop. So that is not enough for the forgeries and all the other goods. So it does mean it's going to stalemate a little bit in the progress, because it's trying to produce screws, it's trying to produce plates, rods, etc. And we can't do anything about it until we get the upgrade of belts, an upgrade of miners, but particularly belts. That is the bigger issue at hand. So we're just going to have to let it run, let it stalemate where it does, and it will produce what it does. So in the meantime, we now have to collect the resources and send them onwards. So we've got to collect up from these 2 floors and send them up, basically. So let's do that. This one here is going to where? Find where that's going to. I think we can get rid. What is this a minute? What am I deleting here? That's not serving anything at the moment, so that can go off. What have we got? Ah, nothing. That's alright, that's doing nothing. I thought for a minute this belt was going into it, that it doesn't go, goes into that lift. So, right, okay, so we've got this here is going nowhere. That there's coming to here for the moment. Right. That I think is going to have to change, possibly, possibly not, actually. So what we could do, we put another lift here. It's clashing with that belt at the moment. We need to get the alignment on that correct, so let me just... I think that goes to there, I think. I've got a funny feeling that's on a slope, but it may be just the angle. Yeah, it is on a slope, look at that. Okay. I wish that blue line would only show when it is exactly in line height-wise, and not just as a general thing. It's very frustrating. That's now gone the other way. That's better. Right, so that means that floor's all coming to here. What we need to now do is collect... Well, that's not going to work, is it? Because this is going to be in the wrong position, so we actually need to bring it along. Oh, what a pain. Dum-dum-dum, 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 dum-dum-dum. How am I going to get around that? Because I don't want to come out any further. That's absolute max. Can I push it up the end? I had... Yeah. Problem with that would be... Let's just try something here for a second. Let's go merger. I don't think that's going to work though. So that would come to there. We need then a lift on here, which is then clashing into the building because I can't. I could move it closer if I do the other thing. Okay, let's just try something for a second. It's where it becomes a bit of a kerfuffle, but what we want to do is move that along to like there. Oh, yep. Take the lift then from that one to that one. Then there's no real conflict other than the steel beam, which we can work around. We can do something with that. And then that's merging, it's coming out here, And we need these goods then to go up like to there. One, two, three. It is pretty level with the top, so let's do that. Then what I'm thinking is about from there to there. And then do the same here with a merger. If it's going to fit in where I can actually bring down both lots, but I think there's going to be a clash then with this machine. But as we said, I think this machine, did we actually shift this one already? Doesn't look like it. So we can probably shove it along a little bit further, which will help create a thing. So let's just try this to see if it's actually going to work. So we want to do a merger facing that way. Then a that to there, that to there. So that's merging that in. Then we just need to merge the one from upstairs, which then merges in from here. You know what this is turning into, don't you? It's another vertical crammed in build. It's another one of those. That's what it's turning into. Yeah, I can't do that, no way. Merger. Unless we can. Why is that at a different height? Oh, it is on a slope. Okay. Well, what I'm thinking here, if we can get that lift to align, can we do another lift here at this height and miss everything in the center? That would then connect there. Then this one needs to redo. I think that's going to work, weirdly. And we're not clashing. Okay, so that's all piling everything through then to that one spot. Once I attach that to that, everything then is going through to here. Now the question is how to get that upstairs without clashing to that. And therein lies, we'll have to do almost a reverse of this, I think, with a lift out here, coming down once we've got that sorted facing this way. So we have another little loop like this going into the lift and then up and then looping back. I think it's the only way it's going to work. I can't think at the moment of a more practical solution, to be honest, in the circumstances. So what would it mean? Well, actually, why don't we put in... Oh, no, 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 no. I did not mean to do that. What we need to do first is place in these, which again will be hopefully now the halfway spot. Like that. No, totally wrong. We only need one in the center. Like that. And we are trying to get back down to that one down there. So we need... Of course, it's not going to play ball, is it? Let's do this for a second. I don't think that's going to work. Oh. Do you know, that's so close to not clashing. It's ridiculous. It does clash, but it's so close not to. As frustrating as. So the way around that I was going to do was turn this lift sideways, wasn't it, further along here. I like this one. It's a shame these don't snap either, like in their positions, because what it means is I'm going to have to try and set up something to do that. Okay. Nope, we've got to go up to that height, so... Okay. Now that's more like where I'm talking about. I just don't know whether that's aligned, the angle. Is it too tight? Oh, you think so? I think it might be on an angle as well. If not, we might just have to nudge it back a fraction that way. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Try it again just in case it is that problem purely. Go back half a step. By the way, you can make a very interesting wall space design or wall effects with these lifts just alone. You can sort of place them next to each other basically, you know, at different heights and all sorts of things and stuff, and have the actual lift feature just sticking out and protruding out of a wall and stuff, and it adds a interesting design relief. I've done a few things like that in the past, just for laughs and giggles, because you can and all that. Oh, I think that's on an angle, which means I do need to sort that. I need to find out the height on it. So, more temporary building, so we can actually see what we're doing, or attempt to see what we're doing. Yep, wrong height. That height there should do it. Sweet. Okay, so that technically though this has got to come up 2 floors, but that's okay, we can do that on the next one. So we'll come back up. Oh man, hover packs, hover packs, hover packs. Right. So this is actually, we do need that there. Like that. That needs to come out. That needs to come out. And then we redo that. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. I swear this is the last time I do vanilla. None fly mode. None creative mode. Right. Now this should produce, not those, these. And we need, how many do we need? I've forgotten the amounts. I think it was, don't guess, just check. Still beam 60, so we need 120 per minute. So that divided by 4 is 30. Yep. And that's your 60 then being produced. I've messed up. That's meant to be around the wrong way. There we go. So we just need to bring the electric back online. Right. We are getting there. Slowly, slowly getting there. The celebration when you get your hover pack alone should be heard around the globe. You are so right, Mac. You are so right. It's just John the other day made the comment about hover packs. He was so right. He's like, nah, I tried it. Nah, I've got to go back to fly mode. And man, yep. 2 years doing creative mode and then coming back to vanilla starting from scratch is so hard. It's okay if you're doing flat factories, but when you're doing factories like I do, then it's a hellhole. Right, okay, so we're just got to replicate this upstairs and then link up all the exits of that up to the next floor where the actual versatile framing bits are. So let's do this. So this time I need the splitter to face this way, like that. But we need another one temporarily here just to get our alignment of lifts, just so we don't get too much of a clash. And lift from there down to here. There. That should. It is feeding up, good. Let's go back up. Let me get rid of that one. And then we rejoin this up. Pop these back up. No, wrong way round. Did that last time as well. So yeah, we are going to stalemate out a little bit because the belt, we are so limited by belts in terms of we can only get the 270 on the belt thing at the moment. But we should be get between 10 and 20 versatile framing then per minute up and running until we can upgrade. Once we get phase 2 unlocked, then we can all upgrade the whole system all the way through, the miners and the belts and everything, and we should be able to get a lot more going. The ultimate goal is yeah, probably up to close to 100 a minute, and we'll just keep building vertically. But that's long-term project once top belts are all unlocked and everything else, which will be near end game. Let's see what happens. So I've just got to link all this stuff together now and merge it all. So how are we going to do that again now? So we need to, because it needs to go upstairs in the center ideally. So if I go up and mark the spot I'm aiming for, and then work backwards. Hopefully that will then sort of make sense. Right, there's the beam. There's the thing there. Now actually, why on earth is that not set halfway now? Because we've rearranged everything else, we might as well get that halfway. No point in flapping around. Oh man. Question is that the correct position? I don't think it is actually. Because this is based off that end and not this end either, so it's got to be symmetrical. So if we come here, if we can, it's going to let us, which it probably won't. Okay, let's do that instead then. Do it the hard way. Could have just nudged it, of course, but we don't want to do that. So how many we've got? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's correct. So the overlap here is the halfway point. So just for a second, if I go change that to that and that, we'll be able to see a lot more clearly where the halfway mark is. Right, so that's the aim point for the steel beams. So that's these two floors all have to connect and basically come to this point. So I think what I'm going to do, come down to there, get rid of that. That's going to be the aim point. And what I need to now do is get two floors to merge into that. So I think the way we're going to do that is we're going to do merger. We might just need to extend these floors a minute. Nope. Please do the item I'm pointing at, not the one I'm not pointing at. Bear in mind we've got a second item to come up here as well, haven't we? So and if that's the halfway point, the other item is going to sit there, basically having to come up there. Maybe we sort of do that. Then this item here can come on a curvy to here. Mind you, this floor here if we did That down there facing that way, then had a lift to here. That belt to there. That leaves room. No, it doesn't. That's going to have to be on a different height level, because what we are going to have to do is bring the second lot from over the back here over to this entrance in here on both levels to get what we are aiming for, and then there will be a lift here coming up to there to feed up to here, and that's going to do that. In fact, we could actually merge that from the other way. How come that's not aligned? Have I pushed it too far? I have. Okay, let's it's going to be more like that. Yeah, then that will come up to there. Yeah. There. I pressed H, what's wrong with you? You should be locking. Thank you. That goes to there. Then we've got this belt coming to here. It doesn't like curve anymore, it's a bit too tight, so we'll have to do default. And that's then both of those flowing up into here to feed. What we need to do is get the back ones over, and they're going to slip in that back side. But we are going to have to then work out how to get up the what's the name, rear modular frames, because I can't now put this here if there's a back entrance coming, unless we do it on a separate level. So what we could do is, if we did that like that there, and did that one there, took that one out, and that can then provide one, two, three. And this will provide that, which will then provide that, and that will sort that one in terms of the modular framework. Pardon me. So let's go down, and how are we going to do this? Yeah, it goes that way. Notch it once there. Then we've got a lift coming from, no, we've got to come up one. Mustn't forget that, otherwise we're going to hit the other problems. That's going to go to there. So we now have to work out how to get this back end one over the top, and to, what am I doing? I thought I put it on a separate height. Weird. Very odd, very odd. Okay, so yeah, we got to just work out how we're going to get this to here. No. Doesn't like it. So the only other way, we put another merger, just to, oh, we can fit that under there, like that, for the moment. It could stay permanent, it doesn't really matter. You just got to remember, if we do those sorts of things, to upgrade these little belts in between, because that's something you get then, when you upgrade you get little choke points. So it's going to be quite a methodical, slow process to actually go through and upgrade all of this. When we get to that, it's one of those jobs I will most likely do off stream. So that is going back, that should be feeding into that, which feeds into this, which feeds into that, which feeds up. So, right, next story. Do the same again, repeat rinse basically. Oh, 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 oh. Nearly, 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 nearly. So we do down one. And we were going to do another merger under there, turned that way. Drill there, lift there. Curve from there to there. And I think that's now all merged. So that means we have our little thing happening. We've just now got to go upstairs. Oh, that's all the beams there. They should all be now connected. Well, we've just got to do the modular frame side now. Modular frames, how many do we need? 5, so we need just 10 per minute. So it's not a huge amount. Not a huge amount. We've got them being made down here, sort of. It's switched off, I think, at the moment, but that's okay. We've just got to get it back to go through this process of going upstairs, now that we've rearranged everything, which is a bit of a kerfuffle. Bit of a kerfuffle. But okay, the idea though is to get it all yep. We've got to get it to that, which is there, I believe. So that's just reinforced plates, and we are missing both iron plates and screws out of this, but I think that one's derelict. I don't think we were using that one at the moment. So let me turn that off, because I think the one we're using is actually downstairs here. And that's producing 7.5, and there's loads of room for overclocking this at the moment. So modular frames is here, okay. 7.5, We said we just needed 10, didn't we, per minute, basically. So this one does need clocking over. Well, in fact, we need double. We need 2 of these. So we're going to have to work on that afterwards as well. So, oh dear. Just trying to get my head around this at the minute. Right, that's where we deleted from. So let's go back up. We've got to get modular frames up to this point. To here. That's going to there. This is your modular frame side here. Yep. Please, on the beam, thank you. So modular frame, this is modular frames. Why is that going on to that? No, it's the second one up, sorry. This one here is modular frames. Height 2, basically. So, and there's the second modular frame machine. So we need these to come up, merge, and basically come up to here somewhere. So we can send them along. Well, that shouldn't be too difficult. Shouldn't be too difficult. So let's do from here 1, 2, because that's then the same height, just for the moment. That's going to look totally crap. Look. Doesn't want to do a curve. Maybe if I turn it, let me have a look, see what happens when I turn it like that. It's not too bad. Curve doesn't work. Straight certainly doesn't work, so it is default. It's got a little twist in it, but that's not too shabby. I'm signing off for a bit to appease the tapeworm. I will check in later. Watch the upload later. Till then, best regards. Yeah, no worries, Mac. Thanks for coming in, popping by, and having a yak. Do appreciate it. Good to see you again. You take care, mate. Reinforced plates? What am I doing? We're in the wrong blinking thing, aren't we? For crying out loud. There, we should be here, not there. Man alive. So, try again. And that can come out because it's all wrong. Actually, these. You don't actually need that. Because we can do it here. 1, 2. Maybe we should do that in the middle. Is it going to work? Should do. Might be a bit cozy, but we'll see if there's any problems. Oh no, that's not right. That way. Now the question is that going to work? It should. Should is a wonderful word, not. We'll need a second one on here, so that one can go to there. This one can come down. So we don't need that there. Then this fella should be the modular frames, yes. It's going to be a bit kinked, but it is what it is. And that should mean at least 50% of our versatile frames are back up and running after rearranging all of that. That was a big job, sorting out all of that. All of the floors up here were rearranged, completely redone, just so we can start optimizing for a little bit for the future. And these are temporary panels just to walk around on. But I think once we get some power up there, we'll see. So let's go back up. Yeah. Right. So yes, we do. We just got to get power up to this floor. Awesome. That shouldn't be too hard to do. So let's just stick in a... How we're going to do this, because basically the way this is working is that we are going to be building long term further up, higher, because once everything is unlocked in game, we will be maximizing the belts and everything, and we will be going up to hopefully around about 100 per minute production. At the moment we're limited by Mark III belts, which is 270. So I've just got to, as a sort of temporary solution, just make do. Okay, same on that end, and then we can one, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Actually, what we might do here, choose these actually and go. See, that's the problem, isn't it? I think that's where we went wrong that other time, getting the heights. Just do that, and then we can delete them again, ones we don't need. Like that. There we go. That one's a bit pushed into the ceiling. We could possibly, we can lower that a little bit if we need to. Although it's at the right level for lifts, so maybe we won't. Maybe we should just lift it a fraction more. Trouble is, I don't want to go too far off what we've been doing. I'll leave it for the moment because these might come out anyway, so they may not be permanent features. Actually, this is not controlled by below, so these ones are, because these are like that. So let's just check something here a second. Yeah, that would be the level it should be at if you were going to. But that's the same height, so that is correct height wise in terms of for the lifts still connecting. So we may just have to take these out. That's alright, we'll sort something out anyway nearer down the line. What we need to do was get power, wasn't it? Which is why I was sticking all this up here anyway. So we're going to do like that. I think then we'll come along. to there. Boom. I think that side can come off that one. There's 1.5, 1.5. To there, so we just need to get that cable now down. I don't mind cables clipping through stuff a bit because I'm going to sort out a lot of cabling afterwards and make it a lot more hidden down the line. There we go, it's working. So let's go back up. Nope, 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 nope. I swine of a thing. So that's producing versatile framing again, and for a short while it will do 20. Until it implodes on itself and realizes it can't keep up with it. So we do need another set of modular frames. We're going to have to also get this to exit just as a temporary exit, as we've been doing. Conveyor is too steep. I know. I still want you to do it though. Maybe I'll just get you to go to that, like we did before. And that should start, we should start seeing the numbers on the versatile frame creep up again. We're already up to 6,800. It's amazing how quickly it goes actually. Amazing how quickly, there we go. It's just starting now. 6,850. Six eight 5,152. Yeah, so that's working. The only thing we have left to do, other than upgrading absolutely everything when we get better unlock, basically is doing a replica of this up here. So that we can actually provide the amount to get the double. But I think today we've actually achieved quite a bit, because we've finished off leveling up the pillars all the way around. We've finished, we shifted the entire floor for the foundries here. Everything was deleted and then moved up one floor so we could fit in a second pair of foundries. That's a fair bit of work. So I'm actually quite pleased with that. Not too shabby. What I've got to work out reinforced iron plates and rods. And how on earth we get those from here? Well, the first thing is, what's that? So it's iron plates, and I'm sure they're meant to be feeding into here for reinforced, yeah, and screws. We just don't have enough iron ingots coming in to do this because of the belt limitation. So I think at this stage I think we're going to leave the functionality until we can get everything unlocked. So it just means a bit of time. Get the versatile framework finished. Going to have to think about the design on this a little bit further once we get along. It's slightly evolved from where it was at, and obviously long term it is going to go up higher. The floors will just keep going up, but I've got to work out what I'm going to do other than just these columns to make it more interesting. Who knows? Who knows? How that's going to end up. But it is producing versatile framework. Now the other thing I need to start thinking about is the automated wiring factory. Where that's going to go, what's needed for it. So we'll just have a little look at the map in a minute when I'm out of the hypertube, and because none of these buildings are going to be finished really until I get to phase 3 at least unlocked, possibly phase 4, because by that time I'll have hopefully most things unlocked that I need. So in the meantime everything's going to be sort of like half built but functioning. Now I did come back here to drop off some versatile framework into this sink. Where did it go? There. We should have some tickets in here now, building up still. 7, we've got 7 tickets. That's from the smart plating being still sunk as it's completed its 50,000. So let's have a little look at the map. Now, automated wiring first. What do we need? Let's go to here. Let's have a little look. Automated wiring. So we need stators and cable. So copper's definitely going to be important. Cable's easy to make. It's just wire, basically. And again, I want to produce, if we can, probably 10 a minute for automated wiring at this stage. Later on a lot more, but at this stage 10. So we need basically 2 assemblers, which would be 200 cable and 10 stators. Pardon me. The stators are the problem in terms of steel pipes and wire. So that's we are going to need plenty of copper, that's for sure. So we need a good pure copper thing, and we need steel. So again, we're going to need coal and iron and copper. So where have we unlocked at the moment that allows for that? Iron, iron, bauxite, iron, sulfur, limestone. So that's a no-go. Iron, coal, deuterium. Coal, iron, and deuterium. Now, one of the alt recipes was deuterium. We still need copper though for all that wire. Shame. That's an interesting, would have been a good little spot for it actually if there'd just been a copper node near there. Maybe I should go and ping and just see what's out there again. Coal, copper and iron is all over here. That could be a possibility at the edge of the rocky desert. Versatile framework, well, it's not there anymore, so we could possibly have automated wire. Could be a possibility because we've got the copper, we've got coal, we've got copper, we've got copper, we've got iron, we've got iron. That looks like a good spot, although we do have uranium there, which could prove a problem as we don't have at the moment a nuclear suit. Nitrogen, limestone, coal, deuterium. Copper, oil, coal, oil, copper, copper, limestone, iron, coal, sulfur. We've got, mind you, that's all feeding that power station at the moment. So we don't want to do anything with that. What's happening over here, over this way? 16 gen coal plants. Oh, hang on a minute. That's where we've just been. That's where we've been building our versatile factory. So in fact, let's just put a little note here. Oh, I've got a crate there. Is that container I put down? Don't know. I think I might have to go and hunt for that, get rid of it. So here we want to put versatile framework factory. Dump the colour in there. Select colour. Apply. There you go. Okay, so we can't do it there. I've got lots unexplored yet, and I haven't hunted around enough yet for other nodes. Sam, coal, iron, copper. Coal, iron, copper. That could Well, we could always do a little factory here. Probably be a bit of fiddling around to get all that together. That could work. That could be a possibility there. What's going on over in the far depths of the desert? Iron, limestone, copper. No coal though. Water, coal, limestone, iron, copper. Again, here, there's a possibility. Iron, coal, iron, copper. So the desert, there's a possibility there. Let's go and have a look at, check out these nodes. If this copper is pure, then we'll be all right. If these are pure nodes, if they're not, we may have to look elsewhere. Then we've got to think about power for it. Ultimately, of course, there's a little oil thingy here, and we can make a little oil generator, but again, we can't do that yet until things are unlocked. So we are going to have to pull power from somewhere else to get it there. Although, depending on the coal, if the coal is, we could do another little coal plant there. If there's even coal here, we could do a little one here. Another little parallel one here or there and bring it in, depending what these coals are. Right, we'll have to go and explore and see what's up there, because I can't remember. I should have probably labelled it, but I didn't. But before we do that, I do want to go and find that dismantled crate here where we were working. I do not like dismantled crates, particularly where I've just been working, because then I'm like, where's that come from? So I've got a long way to go. Phase 2 still ticking away, up to 7,000 now on the Versatile framework. Smart plating's done. 5,000 automated wire is the next project. A lot of these projects are only part done. I'm going to try and finish off this power station off stream because it's already been done on the other one that's over yonder. This here needs a little bit of tweaking on the piping to sort. Other than that, yeah, we're kind of ready. This building here is only partly done, but can't be done any further until we've got stuff unlocked. Now, where's this damn little crate? No, I did not ask you to come up. Why that happens, I do not know. Now, where is it? It's behind you. So it's sort of up there somewhere, probably. Great. Oh. The hunt for the crate. These are always neon impossible to find sometimes. And what's worse is if they're hidden inside foundations or something, or another build, part of the build where you can't see them. So frustrating. I wish they'd actually have like a little alert thing on them that flashes or something so that you can see where it is. A toggle. It looks like it's around that way slightly. Too far, somewhere over there. Now that looks more like I'm looking at it somewhere here. Oh my word, it could be anywhere, seriously. I just hope it's not in these flipping machines somewhere. Very annoying. Very annoying. Where are you, little crate? Basically says I'm standing on it, but I don't see no crate. Ah, is that it? No, no, that is not it. Oh, mega frustrating, man. Definitely seems to be more that direction. Somewhere in this lot here. And this is the column that I completely rebuilt, so it is going to be in this section somewhere. I wish it would just ping and have some sort of thing where you could identify where it was. Looks more that way, perhaps. Somewhere in line with these foundries. Yep, it's in line with the foundries. And I really do not want to rebuild those. But I have to find... Oh man. Why? Cannot see it for the life of me. That's really, really annoying, I must admit. I really do not want to have to delete any of that to find it. Oh, it says I'm standing right on top of it, basically, somewhere. That's really annoying. Oi, 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 oi. I'm going to have to hunt for that off stream because that's going to take hours, I think, and it may mean deleting stuff, which I really don't want to do. I wonder if it will go. I don't know whether experimental maps go into the. Years ago, we used to use the interactive map, and you could drop your save in there and delete any unwanted crates. I'm just wondering whether you can actually still do that or not. It's a shame you just can't select them on the map and delete them. So annoying. I can't see it anywhere. It's definitely more that way. This one I know isn't a thing, it's just a HD, but this one here is an actual dismantle crate, and it is in here somewhere, but I'm not flipping deleting all this machinery to find it. I'll have to try the interactive map at some point and see if the experimental mode maps work on it and getting rid of crates, because that just is going to wind me up no end seeing that on the map. Very annoying. Right, anyway, where were we? We were going to go and have a look at this area here just to see whether that's going to be suitable for automated wiring. To do the mini factory there. Hello, mushies. Oh, there's a sloop up here. Maybe I should collect that while I'm here. Is he going to let me through yet? No. Hello? Wait. Come on. There you go.
Hoping meant leaving it. I have no use for blood. Interesting.
Not really. Not really. Okay. Here we go. Let's go and have a look at these nodes and just check them out, ready for the versatile framing, and then we will call it a day, I think, for today, for this morning's stream. And I can start planning what I'm going to do. I'll try and save the map, see if I can find a what's it on there to whether the interactive map will let me get rid of that silly crate that's lying there. Hoping these are going to be pure nodes so that we can do the automated wiring here. So this will be quite a nice little spot for it, actually. Iron ore, that's normal. Well, that's okay because we've got two iron nodes here. Iron node normal. What's the copper? That's going to be one of the key points. Pure. Awesome. Awesome, 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 because we're going to need that. And the coal, let's just hope the coal is reasonable. And then we can set up a little power plant for it too. Well, that's not good. Impure. Okay, let me mark that is impure because otherwise I'm going to forget. And that one is normal. Norm. The other one's Barry. And that's pure. So the copper's good. The power is my only concern. I mean, once we get oil power unlocked, I can do a little oil power thing, which will be lovely and fine. Because the impure node is only going to give me 300, is it? Just get that done for a second. Nine, 10, I'll do. So impure node I think is only going to give me 150. At this point, obviously it will upgrade to three minor threes, which would be, I think, then 300, but total maximum. But at this stage, only 150 coal. Now, 150 coal is going to produce 150 divided by 37.5, which I believe, from memory, is what a coal gen takes when it's overclocked. It means 4 coal gens. That's going to produce around about 400 megawatts, which should be enough for a little factory actually. Okay, maybe this area is doable, and then we can upgrade the power with the oil once we get everything unlocked, and then the factory can expand. But certainly just to get the 5,000 automated wiring underway, it might be. Ooh, Scavare, my back is killing me. Might be the solution. Might be the solution. I think we might run with it. So we've got iron over there and copper and a little power. Maybe we could build the power. What was it for? Just for power gens, wasn't it? Maybe we could build them into the actual building. I think that's where we're going to go. I'm wondering whether to build on top of this pillar actually. I think that might work. Okay. And I think that will brew in my head while we're planning and making cunning plans. We can probably work something out there. Indeed. I think that's the way it's going to go. Well, thank you everybody who's popped in this morning and said hello and taken a little look around. The video will be up on YouTube, so if you've just jumped in or you've been busy and browsing in and out, you can catch up on it and all the other builds. I think this location that you can see on the screen currently in the window is going to be definitely where the automated wire is going to go, so we'll work on that on the next stream, which should be, all being well, today is Friday, isn't it? So I think it's going to be Tuesday, the next stream, and I'm hoping we can start then on that build. I'll try and get some ideas together. Playing in my head already with some wacky designs, and we'll try and get some other stuff done. I'll try and get cleaned up the other map as well, or not the other map, but the other location on the map where it's there's a few bits to finish off of those other little bits, and then we can, once we get this phase undone, it will open up a lot more. I'll be a lot happier then, and then we can, yeah, hopefully just get some stuff doing that's worthwhile, basically linking things together. One step at a time though. That's how it all goes in vanilla. And random nodes is way more wacky than the default map. So if you've not done random nodes and you want a challenge, go for it. It's great fun, but it's a lot more challenging. Anyway, in the meantime, enjoy yourselves, have fun, and yes, and we'll catch you again. Don't forget to drop the usual like and subscribe and stuff if you've enjoyed watching and seeing the wacky stuff that I do, and want to see more, then you'll get notified obviously if you're subbed. Otherwise, no worries, and we'll catch you all again. Take care.